So the Monza Grand Prix happened like last week, really, like like a long time ago, and I didn't make a video of it because I didn't know I was gonna make a video of it, but I'm making a video of it now, and once I find it,
the green flag at the back. There it is. The revs rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in Monza, and the Italian Grand Prix is underway.
hey guys, what is up? Today we're doing the Monza GP race review, and you may be wondering why I'm outside. Probably because I wanted to change the scenery, and I thought outside would be cool too. This isn't going to be the scenery for for every single video for what I'm going to do for F1 race reviews, but it's gonna, this is like the first video I'm doing, so I'm just gonna do it outside. Other videos you'll probably see me in my room, like usual. You'll probably see me like somewhere else, outside, maybe inside. Depends where I want to make the video. But today it's not entirely scripted, but I do have my notes on my iPad that I took. You can't see. I don't know if you can see it from here because the camera's all the way over there. But basically today I'm just gonna be talking about the race review. I watched the entire race all over again late at night on Wednesday, up until like Thursday morning. So I do have a kind of like detailed sort of like notes on this. So yeah, let's get started. So before the weekend, to kind of give context, the free practice happened and the qualifying happened where Max Verstappen set the fastest lap of all time. And no, this doesn't mean the fastest qualifying like literal time. For non-F1 fans or fans who are just getting into F1, basically what that lap means is that it has the highest average speed than every other lap in in the calendar. So the previous record holder was Lewis Hamilton with an average of I think 250, so somewhere around the 240 range. I'll have to look at that again. The editing will be show like the editing or me basically. I'll show it on the screen what the actual average speed was for Lewis Hamilton's and then for Max Verstappen's. So Verstappen in free practice was around the top four, top five, showing like a consistent top five like prediction for qualifying. But in qualifying, he proved everybody wrong and showed why he's a four-time champion and took the record and set the fastest lap of all time around Monza. So he got pole position. Lando started second. Piastri started third. Fourth was Charles. Fifth was Russell. 10th was Lewis because of a grid penalty from Zandvoort. So yeah, let's begin. So the first thing that happened in the race, the first lap, was the whole incident with Lando. And in the pictures I will show you, I personally think that Max shouldn't have given the place back because of like of how much space Lando gave. I don't think Lando should have deserved a penalty either. I think it should have been just counted as like a lap one incident because of how the cars were at the first turn. So I think it should have just been like chalked down as like, oh, it's a lap one incident. It was crazy. It was hectic, and Max shouldn't have given the position back. But what happened has happened, and Max won the race. So I'm not going to be too bitchy about it. And so far, same thing for Tsunoda and Hulkenberg in that lap. I'm pretty sure it was Hulkenberg, but when they went off in the first turn, same thing there. And then Leclerc goes to P3, and Hamilton is up 2 places to P8 by the first lap. Great, amazing thing to happen. And Leclerc was fighting with Piastri. Amazing thing. Amazing battles in the first few laps. Lap 6, Piastri goes back to the podium position with his car, and Leclerc can't face the defense anymore. And then Antonelli is down to B10, which is 4 places than what he initially was. Ocon gets a 5-second penalty, which I think personally was justified. But and then by lap 10, Max, being Max, he took the position back on lap 4, and he takes it back in lap 4, and has a 2.9 second lead on Norris and has the fastest lap. And then after like lap 10, the race did get boring. Really, nothing much happened other than in lap 21, Piastri gained back to P19. Sonoda got down to P19, which is not good for him. As much as I love him, as much as he is a good driver, he has not been showing good race pace. Quality pace, he's been doing decent, not the worst, but race pace wise, he needs to improve a lot more if he wants to stay with Red Bull or at least be in a top team. And then Fernando overtakes Hulkenberg in the pit lane by a faster stop. So that wasn't really a skill thing. That was just really Aston Martin and Stake fighting it on the pits. Behrman P18 and Max had a 6 second gap to Norris. Lap 24, the only memorable thing I have for that one is Antonello being P7. Lap 26, Fernando really retires the Grand Prix because of right front suspension failure after exiting a Sky chicane. You could see it on the clip, and sad to say, he is the type of guy who really hates mechanical failures and just hates DNFing. But I think he's dealt with it through McLaren, so I don't know. Then lap 28, Sonoda and Liam have a little incident. I think it's just like a small incident, fighting it out, and they both had a little tap. So it's not the worst outcome that could have happened. Basically, lap 30, Piastri takes the fastest lap, and George then takes it back after pitting. Lap 32 all the way to I think the end of the race, it was pretty boring. Nothing really major happened. Nobody overtook as much, and it was just really just long gaps. And then Ocon got hit with the 5 second penalty. He's P7. He was P7, not hit with another. He had the 5 second penalty initially, and he was P7 at the time. Hadjo is P16 from pit lane. Real amazing stuff. Hamilton was P4. Leclerc was P6 after pitting, and Albon was P5 because of that. So, yay. Max pits and goes to hards and goes down to P3 with the 12 second gap, 14 second gap to Piastri, making Norris the race leader. And then lap 40, Carlos and Behrman. I think, honestly, that was entirely Carlos's fault. He left no space. Luckily, due to strategy-wise and for Max's win, there wasn't a safety car, and both cars came out fine. No major damage. But Hamilton went down to P8. Lap 45 is where things get interesting. So, it was a 15 second gap, not a 14 second, a 15 second gap, all the way down to 6.4, completely diminishing the chances for either Oscar or Norris to actually have a pit and still have a decent gap ahead of Max. So, lap 45, same thing. Piastri goes to the pits for softs and goes down to P3, while Max has now an 8 second gap to Norris. And then I quote, this is now where it gets interesting. They tell Piastri that he's free with Norris, meaning he could race Norris and be fine with it, right? Lap 40 is the infamous full push or no risk full push radio I love, honestly. And Max now has an 18.1 second gap to P2. Now, on lap 49 is where the team swap order came in, right? They told him let Lando pass, and they used last year's Hungary GP as like a guilt trip to let Oscar be like, oh yeah, we let you have the win in Hungary, let Lando have P2 in Monza.
Oscar, this is a bit like Hungary last year. We pitted in this order for team reasons. Please let Lando pass, then you're free to race.
To which Oscar did say that all over a bad pit stop, and it's just for like racing, So really, I think it was a stupid thing. They should have let him race, let him have it out as drivers rather than teammates. Because honestly, either way, whether Oscar was P2 or Orlando, they would have scored the exact same points. They were both P2 and 3. So either way, the team would have had the same points inputted if either one was ahead. So I think it was stupid. Lap 51, Max laughs at McLaren. Honestly, valid move. Um, I think I would have I laughed too. Honestly, no, I would have. I did laugh too at why they let Lando have a team swap order. Then then Max wins the race at lap 53 by 19.2 seconds and is the GOAT. Hamilton finished P6. Antonelli finishes P5, P8 with a 5-second penalty, which puts him down to P9. Hadjar is P10 and Tsunoda is P13, which honestly, now, and with the news that came out, it is a bad look for him if he wants to keep his seat at Red Bull for 2026, and basically just, I don't know, ruins his chances. Hopefully Baku next weekend will provide a lot better, at least a lot more advantages to Red Bull for Yuki and Max. Honestly, and I think if Max pulls a 2013 Vettel, wins the rest of the 9 races, I think he can win the championship by a point. Hopefully, but being realistic, I don't think that's going to happen considering the pace of McLaren. Overall, great race. It was fun in the first and last moments of the races, but in the middle it was really boring. So I'd give it an overall like 7 out of 10. Like I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Mainly because Max won, and there's a B. But mainly because Max won and showed why he's a 4-time world champion, and just a few things in the races that I kind of found were pretty good. So for my next video for Baku, I will more likely upload it, I think, after the race. Not after the race, but like I think a little bit, later, like in the race weekend. Like I think around Monday, maybe Tuesday, when I can, have the chance to screenshot and record. So I will be doing that. This is where I'll take my notes, and I will see you